Latest football news,
engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside talk on IO Radio.
Yes, welcome to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. We're back for another week of football action. Me and Dan.
We are indeed.
Dream team.
Are we a dream team?
Oh, I don't know. We're the best two up top, I think, really, in Ipswich.
I think so.
Better than that other lot. How have you been, Dan? We haven't seen each other in a week.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I've calmed down now. Looking forward to the weekend now because I'm going up to Sunderland. So.
Oh, well, I hope it's going to be better than what we saw on Saturday, but we'll get onto that later on. Before I forget to mention, follow us on our social medias, Pitchside Talk on Twitter and @TalkPitch on Instagram. Also, if you want to listen to any of our previous shows, find us on YouTube, where you can find all of them, all the podcasts. They're all there.
Hooray!
So if you missed anything, you can just find us. So Dan, what have we got coming up in the show today?
Yes, so this week we're going to be talking about Ipswich again and the awful performance on Saturday. But before I start my rant, we'll play a song. But we're also going to be talking about the Premier League games at the weekend, and there was also FA Cup yesterday, and there's some fixtures today as well.
Yeah, there's one today actually.
Oh, there's one.
There's only one. I was shocked to only find one this morning, but I think we should just figure it all out. We're up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, make sure you stay up to date with all the latest footy news here. Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. Now, Dan, are you calm?
At the moment, yeah.
You're calm at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to now be talking about Ipswich Town. They played on Saturday, a massive game, we described it last show. It was sort of, could define their season a little bit against a sort of a side that has been doing well quite recently. He said Portsmouth.
No.
Peterborough. I've offended a lot of fans.
Well, Portsmouth are in the playoffs, so
it's fine.
They are.
Yeah, it's all fine. But Ipswich suffered a massive blow as a ruthless Peterborough smashes 4 at Portman Road. The last side to smash 4 at Portman Road was Aston Villa back in, I've got it here,
17-18.
Yeah, 17-18 season. How did it go so wrong?
Oh, I don't know. I guess.
Just what even happened for a start?
Well, I think that overall, Peterborough were just better than us. I think that's just all it is. Their players, they just turned up on the day, and ours obviously didn't. I think probably the first 10 minutes we were in the game, we created a few chances, but after that, after they scored their penalty, that was it. They just dominated everything, and it showed how much class they had when they scored 4 against us at Portman Road. So, yeah, so disappointing, and it's worrying to see a performance like that, really. But I guess we'll see how we do on Saturday against Sunderland to bounce back from this.
Well, somebody who has come under a lot of fire from that game on Saturday is Will Norris.
Yes.
He started again for his 10th game in a row since Portsmouth to Peterborough.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that now.
Yes,
10
it is.
games in a row.
Yeah.
He's been under a lot of pressure from the fans quite recently, but he committed an absolute howler.
Yeah.
Just you were right behind the goal as it happened. Can you sort of describe what he did?
Well, they played a long ball forward, and Scouse just passed it back to him so he could, I don't know, hit it up the line or whatever. But he had it on his left foot, and he's right-footed. So obviously he didn't want to hit it up the field with his left foot. So he tried to do like a back heel onto his right, but Schmodix, their striker or winger or whatever he is, was just there and took it off him and just tapped it into an empty net. And straight after, the fans were singing "Holy" right behind him. So yeah, it wasn't a good time. The atmosphere definitely turned at that point. Not great.
Oh well, speaking of Holy, should Holy come back into goal now? Does this seem like the right time now for him to come back in?
Yeah, but I've said all along that Holy should be in goal anyway. So I think any time, as soon as possible.
Well, any time hasn't been any sort of excuse for him to come back in, but should it be now? What's happened with Norris? Because looking at Norris's sort of season compared to Holy's, Norris made 1 fewer appearance than Holy, 14-15. Holy's made double the clean sheets, 8-4. And goals conceded, Holy's made 11 conceded, and Norris 18.
Yeah.
That's a bit concerning.
It is concerning.
For a man who is arguably Premier League quality.
Yeah. Well, what we've seen from him so far doesn't show that he's got that Premier League quality. he might do, but he's just been making so many mistakes this season. He made mistake at Wickham, he made a mistake at Lincoln, at Rotherham as well, and now at Peterborough. So he's made quite a few mistakes that have cost us goals. So I think that Holy is a better keeper than him, but I don't know what it is with Paul Lambert. He seems to like Norris at the moment, which is a bit confusing to me because we haven't seen what Norris can do really. But I've seen from Holy that he can be a great keeper. You know, we saw his penalty save against Wickham at Portman Road. We've seen him make some great saves. I think, was it at Exeter away where he got a rare start? He made that fantastic save from the free kick.
Was it Blackpool he made a fantastic penalty save?
No, it would have been Wickham.
Wickham.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking Blackpool. I'm thinking Norris made that penalty save, didn't he?
No, they scored that penalty.
I can't remember now.
It all blurs into one, doesn't it?
It's just
yeah. So, in my opinion, I think Holy is the better keeper and should be starting. And I think that's the feeling around Ipswich fans at the moment.
Ooh, not good. Well, we saw on Saturday a very big attendance in the crowd. Over 21,000 fans packed into Portman Road. And I think apparently after the fourth goal, the stadium was half empty by half time.
Full time.
Full time. I'm losing the plot very slowly. Was this a missed opportunity by the club really to sort of possibly win back some fans and see maybe some more big crowds return to Portman Road? Because there is still people that are a bit sceptical on this season. There's a lot of people that sort of like, well, we believe, but we need to see more. Yeah. Was this a missed opportunity, a huge one?
Yeah, maybe, because new fans don't want to come and watch Ipswich get thumped by Peterborough at home when they can just go and support Liverpool that are winning every week. So, yeah, it probably could be a missed opportunity. It's frustrating. It seems like whenever we have a big crowd, either it's a big game or we have a big crowd at Portman Road, we just seem to start every single time. And it is worrying that our players can't perform under that kind of pressure. Because, you know, you've got the main core of our fans, which is probably 10 to 12,000 that will go every single week. And but there's that add-on that the people that go when Ipswich are playing well, and, you know, newer fans. And it's not good to come to a game and see your team getting thrashed at home. It's gonna put you off football, really, isn't it? You don't want to be in that kind of atmosphere. So, yeah, it definitely affects that area when Ipswich can't perform against a big crowd at home, definitely.
Yes, well, Green Edwards said after the game, it wasn't good, it really hurt. He was sort of one of Ipswich's standout players of the whole match, apparently.
Which is a bit surprising.
Bit weird, but he's now out for 2 games after getting 10 yellow cards. Could this be a bit of a disappointment for the team really now? He sort of came into form there. Could be a big miss for the next 2 games, which are massive now for Ipswich's season, but we say that for every game, really.
Yeah, well, it is. We've got 16 cup finals to play now. Yeah, massive games. But, yeah, I think he will be a miss. He's kind of coming to his own a bit now. I think when he's being trusted by Lambert, I think when he started playing that right wing-back position, you know, fans were sceptical. I was definitely sceptical. I don't think he's the best player. I think he is a little bit weak defensively, but going forward he can be good, and he showed that in the first half especially. So, yeah, it's sad to see him go out because he's been playing a run of games, and that means Danassian comes in, which everyone knows that I don't rate Danassian, but he had a few good games earlier on in the season.
He played well when I saw him.
It's not the end of the world, but yeah, it will be definitely a miss, and as Edwards has been playing a lot of games recently. So I just think with Danassian in the squad, we'll play more defensively on that area of the pitch, because Edwards, well, he's a winger, isn't he? He's not used to playing right wing back all the time, but he's come into that position quite well so far. I just think he's a little bit weak defensively.
Well, moving on to the other side of the wing, Luke Garbett went off in the match. He went off after 17 minutes. We don't know what he suffered yet on an injury turn.
I think it's thigh. Yeah, but don't know how long.
He had something at the start of the season. Was it knee at the start of the season?
Yeah, I think so.
Which was against Sunderland.
Yeah, it was.
Are we possibly going to see him back for Sunderland, or are we looking at maybe a Kenlock start, which is a rare thing for Ipswich? And what did you see of him on Saturday?
Well, I'll go to Garbutt first. I think I can't see him starting at Sunderland. Even if he is fit again, I don't think he'll be risked. So I'm expecting to see Kenlock start at Sunderland, which after the Kenlock's performance on Saturday is probably not the best. But we'll see how he does. You know, Kenlock's had a run of games where he hasn't played. I think he was injured for a little bit, if I remember. But he came back. He's just been sitting on the bench. You know, he looked a bit, I don't know, he wasn't used to playing football against Peterborough because he's had such a long run of games out. So I don't really rate Kenlock that much. I think he can be okay going forward. I think he's weak like Edwards defensively. But he didn't have a great game against Peterborough. But I think he'll probably start at Sunderland. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt at the moment. But not. We haven't really got much of a choice, to be honest, other to play Kenlock.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. 1 week ago, Ipswich were top of League One.
Yeah.
Now they've dropped down to a 4th after 2 losses recently. Do you think now, how's it gone so wrong for them? But do you think now this is more of a thing of, are we now fighting for the playoff places more than the automatic places? Because looking at who they're playing in the top 8, they haven't won a game against the top 8. They've drawn 7 and lost 4. The highest ranked side they have beaten this season is Fleetwood, and they're 9th.
Yeah.
That's just a problem there, isn't it? There's something going wrong.
A problem. It's hard to say at this moment in time, but you know we're still 2 points off the top 2, so I'm not going to rule out top 2 at the moment. I know it's not looking good for us and the way we're playing, but it's still only 2 points, so I'm still going to say we're still in with a chance. But to not beat anyone in the top 8 is definitely quite worrying. Because whenever we go into these big games, we don't perform. We crumble under pressure. And we've got another massive game on Saturday away to Sunderland, who are fighting for the playoffs as well. So, yeah, we could be going into playoff fight. And I've said before that I don't really want to be in the playoffs because we know that we crumble under pressure and we can't beat big teams. So I saw a tweet, I don't know who it was from, but he said finishing playoffs for us is like finishing 7th because we're just not going to turn up, and it's very worrying.
And the playoffs are a massive lottery.
Yeah,
we saw it last season with Leeds being in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I know it's a different level to it, but they crumbled under pressure.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to again, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting closer at the top.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to Amazon Prime releasing second series of that.
Yeah, that's good. So it's not good, and I think I think the problem is at the start of the season it was Lambert changing the team constantly over and over again, which wasn't the greatest decisions, and the fans didn't like that. But now it's hard to say really what's going wrong. I think he's starting players consistently with the same formation. You know, we saw which kind of style we wanted to play against Accrington with Wolfenden and Chambers playing quite forward, going quite attacking. So it's hard to say really what's gone wrong. I think I don't like Norwood, Keane and Jackson as a pair. I don't like them two as a pair. I don't think they work great together. Obviously, Keane's first touch is quite good, but he can't win a header. Jackson can't win a header either. So, but we seem to like playing the ball long a lot at the moment. So, yeah, I don't like them two together. I think Norwood should come back in. But apart from that, it's hard to say what's going wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to just move on to this Saturday. So Ipswich are playing against Sunderland this Saturday in search of 3 points.
Yes.
The last time they played Sunderland this season, they drawed 1-1. Garbutt scored in that game, actually.
Yes, he did.
Luke Chambers had a kerfuffle at the back, leading to the second goal. The last time they won at Sunderland, they won 2-0. But the last time they lost to Sunderland was 1-0. And Roy Keane was manager of Sunderland that day.
Wow.
Typical Roy Keane coming back. But what is your score prediction on Saturday, and what could we expect? You're going to the game.
I am.
So
making a trip up there. I don't want to predict a loss, but I think I'm going to have to. The reason why is because it's a big game, it's away, and I'm going. So I haven't seen Ipswich win away yet.
Yeah, because you keep going to Carrow Road, that's why.
Well, I've been to Fulham. I've been to Nottingham Forest. Haven't seen us win there.
Yeah,
yes, you're right. I keep going to Carrow Road, so that's probably why. But yeah, I don't think we're going to win on Saturday. But I don't know. I might be proved wrong. Hopefully,
might be proved wrong. Let's hope so, because we don't want to see another loss. We want to see him do well for once.
Yes,
because it's nice talking about him doing well.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. Pitchside Talk. It is one of our own here on IO Radio. Now, Dan.
Yes.
It's time for the Premier League.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. That's the little jingle I made there. Just in my head. I actually haven't got
you
one.
Made that on the spot.
I made it on the spot. I'm good like that sometimes. Well, I didn't make this on the spot, but Jose Mourinho's Tottenham side beated Manchester City in a bad temper affair.
Yes.
Winning 2-0. That is now Jose's 6th win against Guardiola across all competitions. His 6th win with 4 different clubs, which was done with Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and now Spurs.
Wow.
Manchester City have now lost 6 games this season, much they picked up in their first season under Guardiola in 16-17.
It's mad.
And also the first time that Man City have failed can score in consecutive games under Pep for the first time.
Wow.
Last time done that was 15-16. They drew to Norwich 0-0, Dinamo Kiev 0-0, and Manchester United 1-0.
Yes.
So were Spurs lucky to win this game, because Man City absolutely dominated.
Yeah. Yeah, they did dominate, but that happens in football, doesn't it? We saw it. Oh, I remember that game when Celtic played Barcelona.
Oh, yes, that game. Wonder who mentioned that, though, then. Pep Guardiola.
But yeah, that happens in football. In the end, stats don't matter if you win the game. If you've, as Tottenham had 3 shots against 19 from Man City, they still won 2-0. So they'll take the 3 points. But yeah, Man City might feel a little bit hard done by that they dominated the game. But yeah, well, good from Tottenham to... obviously they defended well and kept a clean sheet, so good for Tottenham.
Right, I'm now going to try and pronounce his name properly.
All right.
Steven Bergwijn. Yeah?
Whatever. I'd say Bergwijn, but it could be Bergwijn. I don't know.
Well, he scored the opener for Tottenham. His first shot on target, first goal, more than Jesse Lingard's done this season.
Yeah.
He's now become the 250th Spurs player to score for Tottenham on their debuts. But do you think he could actually have a place in this Tottenham side? Because 27 million, he was signed last week. We didn't get time to mention about him, but
no.
Do you think he could be a good little sign for Tottenham?
Yeah.
With Kane out, with the boost now, he could be back for the end of the season.
Yeah, he could be, which is good for England as well.
Yeah. Could this maybe help their top 4 promotion?
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about him. I know that he's Dutch. That's pretty much it.
Not many people know much about him.
No, but yeah, don't see why he can't be a good signing for Tottenham. He's obviously scored on his debut. I think he impressed. So obviously Mourinho has trusted him, and if Mourinho has trusted him, then why can't he be a good signing for them? So yeah, I expect him to probably be starter every week, and we'll see how he does.
We'll see how he does. We'll now move on to Manchester City. After the game, Pep Guardiola admitted defeat to the Premier League title. Yes. It's coming home. I found something out that Liverpool only 6 wins now away from the Premier League title.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And this is the thing. Oh. If they win against Crystal Palace, they'll win the title. Yeah. The next game, they will get a guard of honour at the Etihad Stadium.
Oh, my... You couldn't write it, could you?
I couldn't write. Well, apparently at the time it was supposed to be if they win at the Etihad, they'll win it there.
Yeah.
Because that's how the games work. But because Man City are now lost, a guard on at the Etihad, I can't wait.
Wow.
I'm going to go.
Are you really going to go?
No, but I would love to go. If anyone can hook me up with a ticket, I'll go.
Yeah.
But he admitted defeat on the Premier League title, but he said now the only way for us to succeed this season is to now win the Champions League. Do you think that will be now classified as a successful season for Man City to do it, to get to the Champions League?
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I think Man City's main aim is to win the league. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. So they've not really got anything to play for. Obviously, they're safe in the top 4. They're not going to win the league.
They've got the Carabao Cup final.
They've got the Carabao Cup final.
FA Cup rounds coming up soon.
Well, Carabao Cup, if you win that, it's not really you can't really be seen as a success, to be honest. But yeah, I think if they do win the Champions League, I think their fans they'll be happy, I guess. But they've got nothing to play for, so why not go out and try and win the Champions League? And I'm sure that's what they'll try and do.
They will try and do that. Well, this is the thing. This is a big talking point in the match. Raheem Sterling made a quite a bad tackle on Dele Alli in the first half. He received a yellow card for it. Went to VAR. They went, no, we'll let that go.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have been sent off for that tackle? Because that tackle has been compared to Aubameyang's tackle, which was given a yellow card at first.
Yeah.
Then he was given a red card for that.
Yeah.
But should he have been sent off for it?
I think he should have been sent off for it. I think it was a really poor challenge. He came in studs first. Luckily, I don't think there was... I guess he didn't really affect Dele Alli too much, but it did look like it probably hurt his ankle a little bit. It did look like a nasty. It could have been a nasty injury. So I think, yes, it looked like Sterling was looking at the ball and aim of the ball. Obviously, Dele Alli kind of poked it away from him, but he came in studs first, and it was a poor challenge. I think it should have been a red card because it was similar to Aubameyang's, as you said, and there was a similar one at Norwich as well, Ben Godfrey.
Yes.
Pretty much the same. So, yeah, it shows how inconsistent VAR is once again. So, I think it should have been a red card. I can't understand why it wasn't.
Well, the thing was, I think the Man City took a penalty. Gundogan, his penalty was saved. Raheem Sterling ran in for the ball.
Yeah.
Sort of was fouled by Lloris a little bit.
Yeah.
VAR gave it as no penalty.
Yeah.
But the thing was as well, people saying he's on a yellow card. Should he have been sent off then for diving then? That's the thing. Should he have been sent off for that?
Yeah, maybe. I think that's one of the inconsistent things in football. I think sometimes the ref will book you for diving. Sometimes they won't. They'll just let play go on. But I just think diving has no place in football. So for me, I think he should have got a second yellow. But I don't know. I guess refs or the VAR don't... The refs in the VAR room don't really want to send players off for that. I'm not sure because it's not really a...
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But for me, I don't like diving, so I think, it should have been a second yellow.
Should have been a second yellow. Well, we'll move on to Liverpool, who extended their lead at the top to 22 points. The biggest lead by any side, at this stage of the season. Are we now looking at one of the greatest sides now in the Premier League? Because they're only... What was it? Where have I got my stats? So now unbeaten in 42 games. They've claimed 100 points from 102 points now across a whole year. And where is it? And also they've now got the second longest run in top flight history, equaling the record set by Nottingham Forest in 78-87, and now only 7 wins behind Arsenal's invincible record of 49. Are we looking at greatness here for a team that's sort of just come out of the blue, really?
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons.
Well, I think the thing is, with our generation, or my generation, I think definitely, because I haven't seen a team as good as this in the Premier League before. Maybe Arsenal's Invincibles, they're definitely up there. But, this is the team that probably is the best that I've seen in the Premier League since I've been alive. But then people from an older generation will probably laugh at that and say that's definitely not the best in Premier League history. So I think they're definitely up there in consideration. For me, they are, but for other people, maybe not. But definitely up there, 100%.
Definitely up there. Well, they had a game against Southampton. They won 4-0 against Southampton. But should have Southampton had a penalty before Liverpool scored first with Oxlade-Chamberlain's strike?
Yeah.
Took them to VAR. VAR hummed and ummed about it, and they went, no penalty. But should it have been a penalty? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a late... Well, Fabinho sort of tackled, you won the ball, and then he stuck his leg out again at Ings.
Yes, he did.
Should it have been a penalty?
It's a hard one, but I think I would have said that was a penalty. As you said, yeah, he did get the ball first, but it was that second contact. So I think it should have been a penalty. And I think Southampton probably feel hard done by that. I know after the first goal they kind of just collapsed and then kept conceding. But yeah, I think that was a penalty. But I think Liverpool should have had a penalty before that. I don't know who it was, but that Southampton player grabbed someone on the line.
Shane
didn't they?
Long
grabbed
Firmino on the line.
Yeah. That probably should have been a penalty as well. But yeah, I think I just hate the inconsistency of VAR at the moment. I know it's going to stay in the Premier League now, but yeah, don't like VAR.
Don't like VAR. Well, this is funny stuff. Southampton lost the last 6 games at Liverpool. The last time they won was the last time they won was in 2014. And guess who scored that day?
Who scored?
Sadio Mane. Typical.
Yeah.
Typical Southampton player there. Well, we're now going to look through the rest of the Premier League results. We had a big clash at the top, 3rd versus 4th, finished in a 2-2 draw. Rudiger was the first ever defender to score twice for Chelsea since Marcus Alonso did it against Tottenham 2 seasons ago. Not John Terry back in 2013,
no,
as some people were pointed out on Twitter. But was this a missed opportunity by both clubs, really? Because Chelsea's had the lead, they looked good, then Leicester came back, and then they got the lead, Chelsea got it again. Have we seen the inconsistencies in both sides?
Yeah, maybe. I think a draw probably wasn't a great result for either. Maybe I think it was probably better for Leicester, really, overall. But it's hard to say how these teams are going because they've both been on quite poor runs recently, haven't they? Leicester, they haven't really continued their run from the start of the season. Chelsea are in a bit of a rut as well. So, yeah, maybe they're showing the inconsistency of these two sides. But I think right now, at this point of time, the top 4 for me is going to stay as it is. I know it's close it's getting closer between 4th and 5th. I think, Tottenham are now 5th, which is
mad.
a bit surprising. But, they're only 4 points. But I think it's going to stay as it is in the top 4 this season. But a bit inconsistent.
Yes, well, Leicester now dropped 8 points from winning positions now this season, which is quite crazy, actually, because they were doing so well at the start, and now it's all crumbling around them. We're going to now move on to Bournemouth. Got a 2-1 victory over Aston Villa. Quite a statement victory by Bournemouth, because now Bournemouth move outside the relegation zone in their sort of resurgence, really, after what's been going down at Bournemouth recently, down the place they shouldn't be. But do you think now Bournemouth have enough to stay up? Do you think they're doing enough now to stay up properly?
Yeah, I think they have enough to stay up. Obviously, it's going to be difficult. It's only 2 points still. So, they're still well in that relegation scrap. But for me, I think Bournemouth have enough to stay up. And we've seen it before. They can stay up in the Premier League easily. So I think they definitely have enough. Yeah.
Do you think it's a bit of a concern for Villa this season, their away record? The funny thing is they're the only side this season to not register an away clean sheet. The last time they did that was back in 2016 was the last away clean sheet. Away to West Brom. Do you think that's a bit of a concern, really? Because Villa at the start of the season, lots of people thought they could do well, all these signs they're making, but it's not clicking always for Villa.
No, it isn't. And maybe that's one of the reasons how many signings they made. We've seen it before, teams make so many signings, make so many changes.
We saw it with Fulham last season.
Saw it with
went
Fulham.
So wrong.
Yeah. I mean, they had Andre Schürrle in their side and they still got relegated. Which
Claudio Ranieri didn't long.
So, yeah, I think that definitely has an effect, how many changes you make. And it isn't looking good for Villa. I know they're not in the bottom 3, but they can easily drop into that bottom 3 again. And, yeah, the away record is definitely something they need to look at.
Yes. Sheffield United played Crystal Palace on Saturday. They got a lucky winner when...
Yeah.
I don't know what he did.
It's the keeper errors weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. Guaita dropped the ball into his own net by some margin.
Yeah.
By about a foot, I swear. Sheffield United getting a lucky winner, but do you think they were just lucky? Really? It's a bit unfortunate, really, for Crystal Palace.
This looked like it was just going to be a boring 0-0. But, it was lucky for Sheffield United, and sometimes you need that kind of luck in football. So, they'll take that. It's still a win, isn't it? And they're now in 6th. They've got another win. So great for Sheffield United. They're doing amazingly in the Premier League this season. Massive surprise. I think I put them bottom on my Premier League predictions. So well done for proving me wrong.
I think they did as well. Thank you, Chris Wilder, for proving me absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Norwich took a long trip up to Newcastle this weekend for a 0-0 draw. Norwich now failed to score in 8 different Premier League away games this season, more than two more than any other side. And Newcastle are now unbeaten in the last 4 Premier League games. which is surprising to see.
Yeah.
Was a game sort of a missed sort of opportunities by Norwich to sort of get 3 points. They look like a dangerous side out of the affair with how many shots they have on target? 19 shots, 4 on target.
Yeah, so not... Yeah.
Do you think that'd feel a bit hard done by not getting something out of this game, more than 1 point?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's... After their performance, I think it's probably 2 points drop for them. But, it's difficult going to Newcastle. Obviously, they're doing better than I thought they would this season. But I think it's probably a missed opportunity by Norwich. I've said all along that they're great going forward. I think they're still a fantastic team going forward. And I think they will get relegated this season. But I think they'll probably be up there in the Championship next year, unfortunately. But that's how it is.
Unfortunately.
That's well, for me. But that's how it is. So, yeah. I don't think they have enough to stay up this year, but they're a great attacking side. So, yeah, I never know.
Well, this is a rare sentence I'm going to say this season.
All right.
Everton complete a comeback against Watford after being 2 goals down in 42 minutes. They came back to win 3-2 against Watford.
Yeah.
Watford have now failed to win a Premier League game at Vicarage Road after being 2 goals ahead for the first time ever. Since previously they've won 23 and drawn 2 when being 2 goals ahead. Do we see some... Now, are we now seeing the honeymoon period is over now for Watford? And that this is a relegation battle, not we got out and this is all safe?
Yeah, I think so. I think, obviously, Nigel Pearson, this is speciality of getting teams out of this position. So, they've still got a chance to do that, but it's going to be very difficult for them. I think my prediction is probably going to be them in the bottom 3 this season. But you never know. Obviously, Nigel Pearson, as I said, is great at doing this kind of thing in the Premier League. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think the honeymoon period is probably over for Nigel Pearson now. And he's probably, looking at it and thinking, wow, I've got a really, really hard task here now.
Are we now seeing finally at Everton the Ancelotti effect? We've now seen his team, not Silva's team, Moyes' team, because it still was Moyes' team.
Yeah.
Are we now seeing the Carlo Ancelotti team?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done well to bring the players together. And it's mad that Everton are now ahead of Arsenal. Who would have thought that back when they had...
Shock horror.
Yeah. I can't believe that. So, yeah, I think Ancelotti's done a fantastic job there to get them out of the relegation struggle. And, yeah, their team are gelling well now. And it was a great performance for them to come back. I mean, they scored 2 in stoppage time in the first half.
Yes, they did.
To 2-2. So that's a great fight from them. And yeah, their players are now coming together and they're safe now.
They are safe now. Well, one side that isn't safe is West Ham. They were winning 3-1 with 17 minutes played, cruising, I must say, cruising to 3 points. And at full time, it finished 3-3. This is the first time West Ham have been in the relegation zone since 10-11, when they were finished 20th that season, when they were 18th. Are we now looking at this might be West Ham time up in the Premier League? Because it's not going well since Moyes joined.
No, it isn't.
Since he's joined, they've only won 1 game, and that was against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And also, their home record this season, they've only had 3 wins out of 13 matches this season at home. It's concerning. It is concerning.
Maybe we'll be seeing them getting relegated this season. I still think they have the quality to stay up. I don't think it was the right decision to bring David Moyes, and I think I said that before on the show. But they've got the team that can stay up, and I think in my prediction from now, I think they will stay up. I think they do have enough, but obviously it's not looking good for them, and they've got a massive task. And can I just say, Brighton's 3rd goal should have not have stood.
That's the thing as well. Some angles show hand.
Yeah.
Some angles show gut.
No, it was hand. 100%.
I don't know.
This shows the inconsistency of VAR again, because I guarantee if that was Liverpool that did, or a team that were playing Liverpool, it would have been disallowed. Yeah,
because I would have paid for it to be disallowed. No, yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, it's a mixed one.
Yeah, I do think it should have been disallowed. He controlled. Well, I know he wasn't really doing it intentionally, but his arm was out.
Yeah.
From what I saw, it hit his arm and he put it in. So I don't think it should have counted.
Well, shouldn't count. Well, a side that drew 0-0. Manchester United drew 0-0 with Wolves.
Yep.
Not much really happened in this game, apart from the Portuguese Jesse Lingard played. He made his debut.
A great free kick that he did.
Yes. Did he sort of show qualities that he could bring this Manchester United midfield back together?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I think. How much did they spend on him?
47 million
47
on
million.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. I just think Man United have a way of just overspending on players. So I guess we'll see. But the transfer, when I first saw it didn't stand out as a fantastic signing for me. So I guess we'll see how he can do. But again, I don't really know much about him, so I can't really say anything about it.
Neither do I. I think they just found him somewhere.
Yeah.
You're going to be our new player. We'll move on to the last game of the weekend. Burnley drew 0-0 with Arsenal. Nothing much really happened there, apart from Arsenal, the first team in Premier League history to draw as many as 13 in the first 25 league matches this season. And only Norwich and Watford have more wins than Arsenal this season.
That's mad.
So
how they can draw their way to 10th place? That's quite an achievement.
So Arsenal have 6 wins and Watford have 5 and Norwich have 4.
Yeah,
something like that. And also, just to confirm, Arsenal fans, it's now no longer mathematically possible for you to win the title this season.
Oh,
so they only can settle for second place now.
Oh yeah. Not great for Arsenal. I didn't think the appointment of Mikel Arteta was the right decision anyway. I've said that before.
Controversial. He's done quite well under them at some games. Manchester United won. Chelsea come back.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't think it was the right. I know I've said this before, but signing legends as managers, I don't like it. That's not the right thing to do. I know Chelsea are 4th, but we won't talk about that.
Yes. We'll just slide that one. That's just an anomaly.
Yeah.
And also, Burnley got their first points against Arsenal in 10 attempts. The last time they actually got some points against Arsenal was 09-010. This is crazy.
I think that was when they were a bogey team.
Do you reckon they didn't water the pitch that day when they got that point?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. Water pitch or something gate is going about now.
Yeah, maybe.
If you don't know, Mikel Arteta said after the game that the only reason his side didn't win because Burnley didn't water the pitch.
Yeah. Wow.
Excuses. Well, when we come back, we'll be talking about the FA Cup replays. There was 4 happened last night. We've got 1 to preview tonight. And some kids won a game of football against a pro side. Who knows?
Placed in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates. Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that is right. The best place to hear all the latest footy debates here. Pitchside Talk on IO Radio. And Dan, good to talk about the FA Cup. It was back. The replays are back. And we're going to start off with Steve Bruce. Said last night he believes that last night's game was a significant moment for Newcastle as they reached the 5th round for the first time in 14 years. I must stress that it's 14 years. That's quite crazy for a club that size.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Do you think Newcastle should now put maximum effort into the FA Cup? Because they're in 12th place in the Premier League, 7 points away from the drop zone.
Yeah.
Should they try and go all out for this? Get some silverware back at Newcastle.
Yeah, why not? I think they should try and go on a run now. I don't think they'll win the FA Cup, obviously, but I think why not try and at least get to the final this season? I guess they could maybe be dragged into a relegation fight still. I know it's only 7 points, but they look safe. So I think, why not? Why not go for it? Yeah.
Well, the last time they made the 5th round of the FA Cup was back in, I've got it here, 05-06, when they reached the quarterfinals, losing to Chelsea. Then Chelsea lost to Liverpool in the semi-finals. And Liverpool won the final against West Ham. That famous 3-3.
Yes.
Gerrard just basically saving everybody's bacon, really.
Yep.
Newcastle won the last 5 FA Cup replays they've been in, scoring 17 in those victories across 5 games. But Carl Robson said after the game he felt bitterly disappointed for his players as they put in a very good performance.
Yeah.
Well, the last 10 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Well, they just did the tactic you got to do.
Yeah.
Hold out against Newcastle. just score in the last few minutes.
Yeah,
because Newcastle don't play the last few.
No, they don't. That's a good tactic to use. But yeah, I think they probably are disappointed because they did fantastic to get that late equaliser, to take it to extra time. So I can see why Carl Robinson is disappointed. But they're at Oxford. They've got the league to focus on now. They're trying to push for promotion this season. So, yeah, I think they'll be disappointed not to get a result against the Premier League side, but
Do you think they could take this performance they put against the Premier League side and use that in their promotion push? They are 8th in League One. They're 3 points off the playoffs. They play Peterborough on Saturday. Could we maybe see a late push from them? Could they use this momentum to maybe see themselves in the Championship next season?
Yeah, maybe. I think we've seen this season how good of a team they can be attacking. They've got fantastic players. I know they sold Fosu to Brentford. That's a great signing from Brentford. I can't remember who the other one they sold was.
They said last night. I've gone. I think they might have both gone to Brentford, actually.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. They've sold quite 2 good players to Brentford, but they've still got a great attacking side. So I think they'll definitely be in and around there by the end of the season.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to the other matches. We're going to just quickly round up some of the other matches last night. Liverpool's under-23s beat Shrewsbury 1-0.
Yes.
A very controversial game in its rights beforehand.
Yep.
Jurgen Klopp not going to be there. The first team not going to be there. Milner's actually going to watch.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Do a half-time team talk, they said.
Well, apparently, Klopp was actually going to phone at half-time if they needed to for a half-time team talk.
Yeah, I still think he should have been there, but
I don't know how he's going to watch the game because you couldn't watch the game anywhere. That's how bad it was. But Liverpool have now been undefeated in 40 games at Anfield this season. They've now got the squad last night was an average age of 19 years and 102 days, eclipsing the Aston Villa squad by 80 days.
Wow. And
Curtis Jones is now the youngest ever captain for Liverpool at age 19 and 5 days. Whoa.
Oh, it's all ridiculous.
Do you think Shrewsbury will feel a little bit bitterly disappointed to not get through? They did lead, actually, at one point.
But VAR
Heel
came in.
Heel offside.
Yeah. Well, he was offside, wasn't he? So I guess that was just unfortunate for Shrewsbury. But, I think Shrewsbury probably will feel a little bit hard done by. I think they definitely were in the game. I think they could have gone on and won it because, it was more equal than I thought. Well, obviously, than it would be if the first team players were playing, which they should have done. My thoughts on that.
Yes, I know your thoughts.
But, yeah, I think well done to the Liverpool kids to get through to the next round. But Jurgen's not going to be happy that they're still in the FA Cup.
I am, because we're now going to go and beat Chelsea.
You might play your under-23s against Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm calling out Piers here. We're going to beat you, mate. Calling out on air.
Yeah.
It's now on record.
Yes.
We're just going to flick through some of the other games that happened last night. Derby County.
Wayne Rooney's Derby County.
Oh, sorry. Wayne Rooney's Derby County beat Northampton Town 4-2 to set up Wayne Rooney's Derby County versus Manchester United.
Yes. Who would have thought?
Wayne Rooney's former club.
Rigged.
Yeah, slightly rigged. The Landlords beat the Tenants last night in the Birmingham beat Coventry City on penalties 4-1 after a 2-2 draw.
Is it a derby? Because they play at the same ground.
That's actually, I think it is, but I think it should be called the Landlords versus the Tenants derby. I think even when Coventry do move back to their own stadium, I think it should just be called that.
Oh, okay.
And also Cardiff lost to Reading on penalties 4-1 after a 3-3 draw in the replay. I actually looked back at the last few fixtures.
Yeah.
When they played in the FA Cup 4 round, they drawed 1-1. When they played in the Championship a week later, they drawed 1-1. This time they drawed 3-3.
So
yeah,
they're very similar then.
Yeah,
they just draw all the time.
Very similar. And also tonight's game is Tottenham Southampton. And Dan, who do you think is going to be winning that tonight?
I think Tottenham are going to win tonight.
Tottenham, yeah.
Yes, I think so. I don't know who they'll be playing in the next round. But
you don't know who they'll be playing in the next round? They'll be playing Norwich.
Oh, yes.
In the next round at home.
I remember now.
You now remember?
Yeah.
Because you said Norwich were going to win.
No, I didn't.
I don't know who said it's going to win.
I would never say that.
Oh, I'm sure you did under your breath.
Pitchside Talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Yes, and welcome back to Pitchside Talk on iRadio. And Dan, before we go,
Yes.
We've got a little bit of time just to mention something. We did mention in the Ipswich Town section. I completely forgot, actually. Dobra has been in the news a little bit for Ipswich Town. Ipswich apparently have rejected bids from Brighton here.
Yeah.
This is serious talk now. Should he possibly be getting more games now in the Premier League?
League One, you mean?
League One. Sorry, I'm losing the plot.
That's all right.
Should he be getting more minutes?
Yes, I think he should be. I don't think he will, but from what I've seen of him so far, I think he's going to be a fantastic player in the future. He's one of our youngsters that's got massive potential. I think it's good that we rejected the offer. I think keeping our younger kids is probably one of the good things that Lee O'Neill and Marcus Evans have decided to do. Very rare good things that they've actually decided to do. But yeah, it's good that he's staying. You found out that he's out of contract at the end of the season.
Is. He's out of contract at the end of the season.
So that'll be interesting to see what we do there. But yeah, he's going to be a fantastic player in the future. I'm glad that we've kept him.
I just have to ask you one thing. Is it a bit concerning that Lambert says there's no offers and then Lee O'Neill says, yeah, there was offers?
Yeah.
It's a bit concerning.
Yeah, it is concerning and a bit confusing that, Lambert's saying one thing and our owners or director of football saying the other. It's a bit strange. I don't know. You don't know who to believe in this situation.
I still don't understand.
No, but Lee O'Neill said that he's rejected figures in the millions. I don't know if that was for Dobra. But if that's true, it's good that we rejected the offer from Brighton. But Lambert doesn't seem to think that it happened, so
no.
I don't know.
Well, we're at the end of the show now, Dan.
Yes.
So what we've got coming up next week, we've got 2 Ipswich Town games.
Yes, we have.
You're going to Sunderland.
Yes, I am.
So expect to see some Twitter promotion, guys.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's Pitchside Talk, at Pitchside Talk on Twitter. So you'll be going to Sunderland, so I'll be getting your thoughts on that. We've also got a game on Tuesday, Wimbledon.
I'm not going to that one.
I'm not as well. And also we've got some Premier League stuff coming up and maybe some mix and match, maybe some West Ham talk.
Yes, that'd be interesting.
Maybe. We haven't done a debate in a long while.
No.
Maybe that would be the one we do. So we will see you next week. Have a good week.
Yep.
And ciao.
See ya.
The whistle has been blown for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.